Hello, good morning or good night. Sorry, this is Rodrigo Duran, and I'm going to tell you about the English class medium. That is, I'm gonna talk for magazine. But before I talk about it, I'm gonna tell you what is this for and what is this not. First of all, this is not intended to be a grammar presentation class. It means to be something for my English class. It doesn't mean to be a presentation or whatever is related to what is in a magazine, how it should be written or not. This is for practicing English only. Having said that, I'm gonna start talking about magazine. First, we need to develop what is a magazine, what is it for, what do we want to publish, how are we going to be different from a competitor, how well are we doing, how are we going to grow our business, and how are we going to be profitable. I think a magazine needs to be defined for what do we want to do, because there are a lot of magazines about the market, and so how we want to make ourselves different from the rest of the competition. That's what we want to have first. Okay, I'm gonna talk about what is it for. Are we going to train, educate, inform, teach, or just pass general information? Define the team, what will work for it. Okay, so we need at first define what are we going to do, because there are a lot of magazines that talk about science, sport, fashion, about gossip even. But we're going to define first what are we going to do, what is going to be our market. Then we're going to define the tool that will work for it, because as you know, it's going to be different if we write about history than we write for fashion. So we need to define the team who's going to work for us, and that's what it's for. Second step, what do we want to publish? First of all, we want to capture the audience attention. We need to know what topics are we going to talk about, how useful the reader will find out our information, so the public won't get any bored at all. Is this information really relevant to the reader? And so the point is to capture the audience attention, and our sources of information are trusty, so we want to know how are we going to publish the information, and we need to make sure our sources are trusty, are not just gossip or any. So we need to publish accurate information. How are we going to be different from our main competitors? Because there are a lot of magazines over the market, so we need to difference ourselves from the rest of the teams of the magazine. And so what strategy will we start focusing? Why readers should start choosing us? How can we start being different? So we need at first answer those main questions, so we can develop a strategy to make ourselves very different from the rest, so we can capture our portion of the market. How well are we doing? Every time we publish a magazine, we need to evaluate our audience. How are we going to start measuring our success? That's going to be one of the steps. How should we accept bad critics? So the feedback are very critical on this. How can we improve based on the feedback? So that's the question we need to answer once we start publishing. How are we going to grow our business? So now that we started doing our magazine, we need to focus on what strategy should we adopt if things are not good, how to react fast. So it means how I'm going to grow the business, and so we have to develop strategies in case something is not that good, as we saw. And what kind of format should we put our main efforts, online, paper, both? So today's business world, magazines are mostly online magazine, not like in the past. It used to be published on paper. Some magazine, very good magazine, do both. They just publish on paper and have an online version. So we need to define what is going to be our main market, if it's online or paper or both. And the last, how we're going to be profitable, because today's world is, everything is about business. So we need to attract advertisers, generate public attention, so we can have like a media circulation, so we can just have the advertisers to our magazine. What strategy to attract in order to generate more visit paper copies? So we need to develop the strategy so the advertisers come to us, and then we get money from their advertiser. Are we going to be focusing on the right path? Should we use a short or long time strategy? Those kind of answers need to be those kind of questions need to be answered in order to establish our main strategy. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed your presentation, and have a good day. Bye.